friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Hawkinsimmer, and today we're doing another speed build. Of course, I haven't done anything else in so long, but I promise this year is the year that I start doing a Let's Play. And actually, I have something different coming for you, or it just went up. I think it's coming. It will be, this is going up on a Monday, I think. And the new thing is coming up on Thursday. So if you're into a new thing, maybe you should come back on Thursday. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about it later. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, anyway, this is a speed build, as you can see. This is a boxy kind of modern speed build in Oasis Springs. I don't build here a lot, but I've been into it more recently, mostly because I think the world lends itself well to modern and mid-century modern builds. Mostly I've just been trying to branch outside of Newcrest. Newcrest, I know the lots that have good lighting. I know how to build on those lots, and sometimes I can spend a stupid amount of time trying to figure out what lots in other worlds have good lighting, and I just found these two lots. Now I know these two lots have good lighting, very bright lighting. Also, I am using a new filter here, or reshade or whatever. There was a whole thing with the newest update where like you had reshade wasn't really working very well. So I don't know, I just tried to download G-Shade, and honestly my game is running so much faster. That might just be a me thing, like maybe I just didn't upgrade reshade or something. I don't know. I just decided I'm impartial, I might as well. And yeah, it's worked out for me so far. I'm pretty into it. But I really like the way this build turned out. I think it's super cute. And I don't know, when I was doing the cast, which I really don't do a whole family anymore because who has the time? I kind of maybe thought that this was like a single woman or maybe like a single mom or something with like a young child, and like maybe she just like wasn't really interested in having a partner. She just wanted a child, so she like adopted or did like IVF or I don't know, something. And then it kind of became like a little bit more than that. So it's actually a 3-bedroom and 2.5 bathroom home. All of the rooms have a closet. I've been trying to incorporate closets more often. And if you don't have Get Together, or you don't have maybe like Dream Home Decorator has like a closet system, if you don't have those packs, that's cool. You can just take it out and put something else in there. But I really like closets in my builds. I think it adds a little bit of realism to it. And yeah, so as you can see, I'm just now adding in the platforms, and that's because I have a history with platforms not working very well for me, and with moving the lot and then trying to add stairs. There's like a weird glitch that hopefully someday will be fixed, but I doubt it. I have a feeling that those glitches are like deeply ingrained. We did just get a laundry list, which is nice. It was pretty short. It's been a while since we've gotten one, so it would have been nice if it had been quite a bit larger, but it wasn't. But that's okay. Like for the most part, I think most of the glitches are gameplay, and since I don't do a lot of that, I'm not really affected by it a whole lot. But this one with the foundations and platforms and stairs, it's yeah, it makes me homicidal, bro. It makes me really happy. So anyway, we're just doing the landscaping now. I think this is pretty common with modern builds at this point. You're going for that like grayscale and then a little bit of warm woods to kind of mix and match. Modern is like, it's an interesting style because I think they really like to mix up textures a lot, because modern builds tend to be a little bit more minimal. So I think it's fun that like clutter wise, it's a little minimal, but texture wise and sometimes color wise, like they really kind of go all out. So also, a few videos ago, I did a build where I used all of the, in my opinion, the worst packs in the game, which included Journey to Batu, where I really couldn't find very many things in it that I enjoyed. Plot twist, I absolutely have an affinity for this stonework. This flooring is stellar. First of all, if you don't know, I'm stupid obsessed with hexagons. Something about hexagons for me are like a good omen. If I can get something shaped in a hexagon shape, that would be my preferred shape of things, of anything. Probably because there were a lot of hexagons like in our wedding. Something about a hexagon seems really strong to me. I don't know why. is anyone else like this? Like, you have a very strange connection with something that is incredibly mundane? Because I do. I don't know why. Like, I'm sure it's self-inflicted that I have such a strong like connection to hexagons, but I really love hexagons in all ways. So I really love this floor. I used it on the exterior, I used it in the garage and in the laundry room inside that you'll see in a minute. I really love the way this landscaping turned out. I always try to look around the world for landscaping ideas and try to follow kind of what they're doing. So of course, lots of palm trees, some of the like bigger kind of, I think they're supposed to be aloe plants maybe. And then that giant hen and chick, I guess. Like, I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but they look like hen and chicks. I think those would be really cute, sized down like 10 times, and a whole bunch of them to look like little hen and chicks. But anyway, so we've moved on to the backyard now. I love the way that this turned out. I just thought these people weren't really into a whole lot of green space, honestly. And the backyard's pretty tight considering. So I just added a little bit of landscaping, and then I kind of struggled with where I wanted what patio furniture. At first I kind of thought they'd have like some like living seating out here on the patio, but I ended up swapping it in a bit and putting it on the lower deck. And then on the patio area, I just did a little dining table and a grill and some loungers for this pool. I do wish there had been like a little patch of green space out there, but I like the way it turned out a lot, honestly. The other thing with platforms is that you kind of have to finagle some things because your landscaping might like jump up to the height of the platform. And that's really simple. You just move it back a space, place your landscaping or whatever it is you want kind of on the edge, and then you move it right back. Pretty simple. Also, I had some issues with the fencing on that one side. I just ended up using a shrub instead, like a hedgerow instead, and I think it works out. I like the way that it looks. Otherwise, your fencing will jump up to the height of the platform, which I find very obnoxious. But in the end, I like the way it turned out. I love this fence, honestly. My husband and I thought about doing a horizontal fencing, but it was going to be so expensive. But I think it looks really sharp, like a small detail that like probably no one else cares about, but I think it looks very, very sharp. I really, really like it. I don't love the gap at the top of this one, but I still really like the way it looks, honestly. But anyway, I'm just kind of cluttering things up on the exterior here. I, of course, wanted there to be a little door from the garage to the backyard. Also, if you're new here, I tend to almost always use garages in my builds, and it's for the same reason I tend to always use closets in my builds, and that's just because, to me, they make a house feel more realistic. I know that like everyone has their own version of what makes The Sims more realistic, and a lot of times it's like CC for people. But as someone who builds almost entirely CC free 99.99% of the time, a way that I make my builds feel more realistic is to include a garage and include closets. But of course, I know there are a lot of people that don't see the use in that. And that's fine. You're welcome to delete the garage. I really feel like this build could be really cute without the garage. You just center up the house a little bit, and I think it would work out just fine. There's a little bit of a jump cut. I spent so long on this build, and I shouldn't have. It really isn't that big of a build, and I knew what I wanted it to be like, but I was hanging out with a friend. Oh, I'm so sad. I have one of my very best buddies forever and ever. I built him a shipping container home when I did my friendship community build. I'll try to put that in the eye above. He is moving to a new school. He's a teacher, and he's moving to this giant school, and it's quite a bit further away. Like, currently he lives in our hometown, and that's about an hour, a little under an hour drive, and now he's moving to like the capital of our state, which is about 2 hours from where we are and 3 hours from the rest of our friends. So I'm trying not to be sad about it because I'm so literally so happy for him, but I am like selfishly sad about it. I think it's going to be great. Like, I really think he's going to enjoy the city he's moving to. His brother lives there, so that's helpful. I'm just sad. I'm just really sad about it. So we did hang out the other day, and it was so fun. He's a big gamer, but he doesn't play The Sims. Tragic. And we hung out all day the other day. It was so great. And we played Sea of Thieves. It was so fun. But because we were like talking and catching up and chatting and stuff, like it took me so long to build this house. Also, I think it took me a long time because I was struggling to stay on the modern side of things. I have a tendency to drift into mid-century modern, and they're very distinct styles. Like, I think all architectural styles tend to bleed into each other the same way music genres do, but I do have a tendency to slip into the mid-century modern, and it's not what I wanted. So you can definitely see that the most in the primary suite. It's definitely more mid-century. So whoops, my bad. You'll know when you see it. You'll know I fell off. But anyway, so I really like the way the living area turned out, though. The kitchen and dining and living room, it's all pretty compact, honestly, but I think it totally works. The living room is my least favorite part. I love the way the kitchen and the dining room turned out. I'm sure I struggled a little bit with the way that the cooktop and the sink like weren't in line with each other, but I think it worked out. I think the kind of asymmetrical look of the kitchen really worked for this style. But I don't know. If you hate it, I'm just sorry. I know that a lot of people like symmetry. I prefer balance over symmetry, but you know, that's just me. So if you hate it, big sorry. But anyway. Okay, so right quick, before we move on, I just need you all to know that in my real time, this is a Friday the 3rd. Yesterday is when they did the new trailer for the new game pack. I think everyone has suspected for, a few weeks now that we are getting a werewolves game pack. And we did just see the trailer, which I loved. I love the ending, the run wild and the neon lights. I don't know, something about that is really fun for me. I've never been an occult Sims player. I am not one to lean into the fantasy of this. I really respect the people who like to play that way. Like, I totally get that. It's a life simulation game, but for some people it's a really good escape. And I think that the Sims team, in my opinion, which is biased towards the more life simulator side of it, has done a good job of trying to placate both sides. I understand that we have like a gazillion, I don't know is the best way to say, like non-occult or like vanilla kind of pack, and we only have 4 or 5 occult packs. But to me, as a life simulation game, I don't know. Anyway, all to say is that honestly, I really liked the trailer and I thought the blog post was really cool. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of lore, which I like, even though I don't really play in live mode. I think that the build buy stuff looks okay. There's a new couch, which is like super beat up. I think that'd look great in like basements or more disheveled builds. I wish they would have given us a version that wasn't beat up. For example, they did give us a rug that comes in 2 variations, one that's like really kind of tattered and one that isn't. But I also recognize that obviously that's more work and, whatever. But in a dream world. Also, big news, let me tell you, trying to explain to my husband who dabbled in The Sims 4 for like 4 seconds, like 5 years ago, he doesn't get the hype about the telescope that we're getting. We are getting a regular size telescope. I tried to explain why it's amazing. He was just kind of like, yeah, okay. Also, we're getting a crib. Those were the 2 things that I was like, heck yeah for that. But it came to mind that like, why is it that we have 4 occults and 3 of them have cribs, and we've got 30 regular packs and 1 of them comes with a crib, and it's hideous. I think it's Get to Work that has those hideous, like kind of futuristic, weird bassinets and then we got 4 occults and 3 of them have a bassinet or a crib. Why? Why can't y'all just give us a regular schmegular crib? I understand that babies are just little bitty objects. Listen, for me, I love making a cute little nursery. But I'm really excited about it. And then, of course, it leaked the day before. And then the day of, apparently there's been a leak for the next expansion pack. It really hasn't been confirmed. Like, it's not real until it's real. But the Sims community on Twitter has more or less sort of confirmed that it's definitely real. You should check that out on Twitter if you're interested in stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm trying to be open-minded, but that seems really niche for an expansion pack. So I guess we'll see. Like, I'm open to it being good, but not convinced. Yeah, just did that primary suite, which obviously leans more mid-century and not so much modern. That's my bad. I don't know. I got carried away, I guess. Anyway, so this one is a teens room. I kind of went for like soft pink and gray in here. I tend to do a lot of pink and gray. Honestly, I just think that like there are lots of good swatches for that. And they're kind of small rooms. I tend to always do these 4x4 bedrooms, and they get a little small if they have like an ensuite bathroom and a closet, because you have doors on like every wall. So it gets a little complicated to furnish and have them have some kind of item for skill buildings. So I gave them an easel with little paintings behind it. And yeah, that's kind of all this room really was. I did do a little accent wall. That's probably my second favorite wallpaper in the game, and definitely my favorite base game. And then the next room is also a pink room, but I went for pink and kind of a teal-ish mint blue color. And I thought that this sim, I don't know, I kind of also thought that this sim was feminine, but they were really into like gaming stuff. So I did give them the tiny living TV and a gaming console. And I don't know, I kind of thought they were into that. I tend to always lean into painting or music. Those are my like children's skill building items. And not that video games are necessarily like a skill building item, but I guess technically they are. There's a whole career for it. So I don't know, I really like the way this room turned out too. I use this bright blue wallpaper. It was hard to find pinks that are in this coral category. I did struggle to stay on task with the colors, but I do think it really came together. So we are reaching the end of this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please hit subscribe if you're interested in more content. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. Please check back on Thursday. I am doing something really cool if you like build tutorials, or if you just kind of maybe are a builder and maybe want a few more tips and tricks, or you're interested in the way that I build. I will be doing something super fun on Thursday. So definitely check back. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope the world is treating you well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!